Hi everybody, welcome to Off Air and Online, where we uplift, enlighten, and encourage. I'm Lindsey Wopschall. So today is our first episode and I'm really excited about it. And because of that, I also have some fear. And so that's what I'm going to be talking to you today about. Fear is one of those things that holds us back from a lot of things. And I have always had this dream of having my own talk show to empower other people, to help them tell their stories and share it with others in a way they could be vulnerable and help other people by hearing their story, because maybe they felt something the same way too. I have been afraid of kind of doing this. It's kind of odd though, if you think about it, because I have been an on-air reporter for 3 years. So how could I be afraid, or you could say fearful, of doing something like this, sitting in front of a camera and talking? It's different though when you're not affiliated with anyone as a news organization. I am legitimately putting myself out there. For years, when I told people I wanted to have my own talk show, a lot of people would tell me, oh, just go on YouTube. And I'd be like, no, I got to do it the right way. But now here I am. If you know my story, I've recently left the news industry, and now I'm going to give this a go. So I hope you'll enjoy this journey with me and go about it. So we are talking about fear, and I kind of mentioned to you loss of losing your self-esteem or rejection with fear. But the thing about fear is you shouldn't let it hold you back from doing something, because then you let fear win. So I'm going to put up some graphics here. 2 things I like about fear, the way they spell them out, is forget everything and run. Now, if you think about that for a little bit, I have a fun story. So I am a runner. I've completed 1 marathon and I'm getting ready to run a second one. Through this second marathon training, though, I've kind of gained a fear of running alone. My first marathon, I trained all by myself. I didn't have a community, which was hard for me because I'm kind of a community person. I love to be around people. But as I started running with people and I started getting afraid. I couldn't do this. Even though I've run a marathon before. So through this second marathon training process, very nervous. So rather than not going towards my fear, I've challenged myself. And I would say probably for the past 3 months, I make sure to run at least once a week all by myself, because every time I run by myself, I have this amazing experience. When I started running, it was actually kind of my way to decompress. I started calling them my prayer runs, because I really had some time to think by myself, just listening to music or podcasts while I was doing it, and it felt really good. So it's funny that I would be afraid of that, but as I've pushed myself to do it more, I've found that joy and lost that fear that I once had for it. So forget everything and run. There's a second one too I like: face everything and rise. So I know a lot of people think of fear and they're afraid of missing out or losing something. But when you think about it, when you try something new that you're afraid of, are you really ever losing anything? No, you're right back where you started. You haven't lost anything. If anything, I would ask you to have a mind shift and think about that you've actually had an experience, which now is a story, and it might not be funny then or later, but in a few weeks, months, it'll be a great story you can share with people, and stories bring people together. So I challenge you to have that mind shift, and don't think of fear as losing something when you try it, but gaining something and gaining a story, if that. So we are going to try something here. I have never tried poached eggs before. My mom's always cooked me scrambled eggs. I love in Runaway Bride, Julia Roberts talks about how with each guy, she actually likes a different kind of eggs, and it kind of talks about she doesn't know who she is because she always eats the type of egg she likes with a certain guy rather than finding out what she likes. So just because my mom's made me scrambled eggs every day doesn't mean necessarily that I should be eating those types of eggs. So in a bit here, we're gonna cook up some poached eggs and see what happens when I eat them. Okay, so just by the smell, I'm not intrigued, but we will see how this goes. Cut into it. Okay, it's a little runny. How many people like poached eggs? Okay. It's different. I don't hate it. I can't decide if I like it. So we gotta go for bite number 2. I always say you have to try things 3 times. Consistency is big for me with food. It's got like the thicker outside and the runny inside. What do people eat with poached eggs? Like Tabasco sauce or salt? I think that would be better. Okay, well, if someone told me to eat poached eggs or that they were having poached eggs at their house, I think I'd go. This was a good experiment. I'm not afraid of poached eggs. All right. In conclusion, I want to leave you guys with one thought. I saw it this morning and I thought it really embodied what we were talking about today, which is fear. And it comes from Nelson Mandela. He says, "May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears." And I hope you choose to look straight and move towards your fears rather than letting your fears decide where you will go or where you will not go. Hopefully you guys love this video and you will like it, and also subscribe to this YouTube channel. We have a lot more coming and a lot more guests that will be joining me, because as much as it is fun for me to be talking to you guys, I love having someone sitting right next to me sharing their story with you. So we'll see you next time on Off Air and Online.